Okay, we're good. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Jessica Craig. This is actually this month, probably in a couple days, I'm not sure the exact day, will be my 2-year anniversary as a prover, which seems completely crazy. It feels like we just got started. Okay, so it says I'm really quiet. I don't know why it does that. Can you hear me better now? Can everybody hear me, or was it just quiet for her? You can hear me good? Okay, I'll try to speak up and speak into my computer a little bit more. Y'all can get it really up close. So anyway, this is my 2-year anniversary this month. I'm super excited to be on with you guys tonight. If you have people who are not able to hop on, this is recording. I'm going to get or Steven, my husband, he's in the living room with our little kids. He'll get the recording up for you guys to share with your team members. If this is your very first GSD Zoom, that means get stuff done, if you didn't know. If this is your first action hour or GSD Zoom, let me know. Just pop a little message in the chat and say, this is my first time. I just kind of want to know if we've got any newbies so I can explain what it is that we're doing. Okay, so I don't see anybody posting yet, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about exactly what this is because you guys have probably already done one of these before. Okay, so it's Tanya's first time. What this is it's an action Zoom. We're going to do some income generating activities. So if you are able, I would love to see your face. That makes me super excited. If you're not able, that's okay. I do recommend, however, that you have your cell phone with you if you're on your computer, so that way that you can do the work as you're going along. If you're driving or if you're at a place where you can't really be fully engaged with this Zoom, it's cool that you listen in, but I definitely recommend that you go back and listen to the recording and go through the steps with us. It's really fun to do these activities each day. It's a great way to grow your business, but when you come together and do them with everybody in a group, I feel like it's even better. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I've got lots of notes on different things that we can do. We will have some pauses in here where we're all working. So like I said, if you're in your car listening or whatever, you may be like, what the heck is everybody doing? But we're going to be working together. So what I want you to do first is, before we even get started doing anything, and I'm going to try to keep this Zoom to like 30 minutes. I might go over just a little bit, but we're not going to take up a ton of your time tonight. We're going to just get busy and get right to work. So what I want you to do before we actually get started with the work is take just a minute and think about why it is that you're even on this Zoom right now. What are you looking to achieve? What are you hoping that you get out of this? Because if you will keep that in the front of your mind whenever I ask you to do some things that may be a little uncomfortable, if you'll remember why the heck you're doing this in the first place, it's going to help keep you moving forward. So I keep that in the front of my mind all the time when I'm doing something scary, or maybe I'm doing something that I'm just not really in the mood for or don't want to do. I'm like, okay, Jess, who are you playing for? Why are you doing this? That means a whole lot more than just being scared or lazy. So my why and the reason that I'm doing this is in the other room, and so they can probably hear me talking right now. So I don't know what about you guys, but my family is a huge part of the reason why that I do this. So the first thing that I want you to do is to pull up your phone. I want you to go to your Facebook. We're going to spend the whole entire time basically in your Facebook. So I want you to pull up your Messenger, and if you will go to the top, most of you probably already know how to do this. If you don't, pop a comment and be like, what the heck are you talking about? Click on active. It's at the very top underneath the search. So you're going to be able to see everyone who's actively on Facebook right now. I have 847, so I have quite a few people who are active. So what we're going to do first is scroll and scroll and scroll. It's probably going to take you a minute. Go down until you find someone. Let me mute everybody one more time.
I can't fix it. It's in the Holly's Rock Stars.
Okay, we're good. What you're going to do now is scroll down until you find some people that you're like, oh my gosh, I haven't talked to them in forever. Um, I'll give you just a second to find one. Oh my gosh. Let me mute everybody again. If you're unmuted, mute yourself for me, but let me go ahead and click mute all. Okay. So when you find someone, I'm going to find someone that I know that I haven't really talked to. Oh, okay, I found somebody. So what we're going to do is we're going to send a message. You don't have to do it word for word. I'm just going to give you guys an example. This is what I love to say. Hey, girl. I say hey, girl for everything. If you don't say hey, girl, you do not have to. I say it so much that sometimes I'll actually send that message to a guy. And I'm like, oh. So I say, hey, girl, haven't talked to you in forever. I hope you're doing great. I was wondering if I could ask you a question. Different people do this different ways. I've tried it 100 different ways. I've tried it with just coming straight out with what I'm wanting to ask them, but I find that I have the best response rate when I say, do you mind if I ask you a question, or can I ask you a question, after I've said, hello or whatever, how are you? I don't love getting messages from people that are that seem spammy or whatever, and so I will respond way more to someone who seems genuine, asks how I'm doing, and then ask me if they can give me the information or ask me the question that they're wanting to ask before they just blurt it out. So I want you guys to send that to 5 people really quick. We're going to take just a few minutes before I go on to my next thing and send that out to 5 people. You can copy and paste, you can change it up a little bit, whatever you're most comfortable with.
Will you repeat your message again, Justice, one more time?
Yes. Hey, girl. Haven't talked to you in forever. I hope you're doing great. I was wondering if I could ask you a question. So they may not respond to you right away. If they do, the next step is what you're going to say. So let's send out those messages to 5 people really quick. And like I said, if that's not your language or what you would say to someone, change it up to whatever. Just something similar to that. When you get your 5, if you can, just comment done in the chat, just so I'll know that some people are done before I move on. And remember, these are people that you have not had the conversation with yet, or you haven't talked to in a while. Don't forget, if you're messaging a guy, don't say, hey, girl. Anyone gotten a response yet? 2 of them? Okay. 3. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all what you're going to say next. That way you're not leaving people hanging. So like I said, they may respond to you tonight. They may never respond to you. They may be responding right away like some of you are getting. But just remember, while you're doing these activities, no matter what happens, you've already won. The goal of what we're doing tonight is just doing the activity, just getting stuff done. So don't be stressed out. Don't feel like a loser from Loserville if you don't enroll your next promoter with a max experience pack tonight, okay? You have to just get that out of your head and just do the stuff. So the next thing you're going to say, if you're writing this down or if you're typing it in your phone, like I said, it doesn't have to be this exact verbiage. This is just what I like to say. I'm doing a survey with my Facebook friends and your name popped up in my messenger. So that way they're not wondering like, why the heck did you message me? I'm like, your name popped up in my messenger. I was wondering if you know anything about ketones or the keto diet. Let me repeat that again. I'm doing a survey with my Facebook friends and your name popped up in my messenger. I was wondering if you know anything about ketones or the keto diet. And most likely, these people, because I'm way down on my list and I forgot these people were even my Facebook friends, they may not have ever even seen anything that I've ever posted on Facebook because clearly we don't interact because I forgot they were my friend. So usually, I'll have lots of people ignore me completely. I'll have people who say, yeah, my friend's doing the diet. I'll have people say, yeah, won't that kill you? Like I've literally gotten so many crazy responses. But no matter what they say, this is going to be your next response. So go ahead and write this down too. You're going to say, sorry. Oh yeah, duh, your campfire video. You're just going to say, awesome. I have a short video that explains something I think you're going to be really interested in. Would you mind watching it for me? So you can go ahead and send the campfire video in that message if you want to, or you can wait for them to respond before you send it. I've done it both ways, and I see the good side of both. If you ask them if you can send them the video, a lot of times they're curious to what the video is, so they're going to respond back and say, yeah, sure, go ahead and send it to me. Or a lot of times they won't even respond and they'll never get the video because you're not going to just send it anyway. So if you just go ahead and send it in that first message, I think it's okay. You've asked them if you can send it, but then you've also sent it. So whatever, however you guys want to do it, I do it both ways. So you're going to say, awesome. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to repeat that. You're going to say, awesome. I have found something that I think you're really going to be interested in. Would you mind watching this video for me? Or would you mind if I sent you a short video? However you want to say it. And then the campfire video. Now, if they say, if you guys get some responses while we're on here and you're like, oh, what do I say to this? Feel free to type it in the chat and we'll try to help you with a great response. Because you're going to get some know-it-all people who have a lot to say about it. Let's see, Amber said, 2 said they are fellow Prove It members. Awesome. Hey, I get that a lot too. I'm like, what the heck? Who are you buying this from? Like, that's what is so crazy about this is we're growing really, really quickly and this stuff's spreading like wildfire. And I always try to remember and keep that in the forefront of my mind. If I don't share it with these people, they're going to hear about it from somebody else or somewhere else, and they're going to be buying it from them and not me. So I feel like everybody on my Facebook is my connection, and I need to make sure that I'm sharing it with them. Okay, Shannon says, what if someone says, no, I may not ask them the question, they aren't interested? So that most likely means that they already maybe have been watching you on Facebook and they know what you're talking about, or they're just super rude. So you make the judgment call. If it was me personally and someone said that to me and I wasn't really, and I was like, what are you doing? Are you being rude to me? I would probably just delete them from my Facebook. But if you don't want to do that, you can always say, okay, awesome, no problem. I'm so sorry to bug you. I hope you have the best night you've ever had. And you can kill them with kindness. So it just depends on what kind of mood you're in, Shannon, on how you want to handle that. Rude people suck. I'm sorry, they do. I would never say that to somebody. Okay. We're going to go ahead and move on. Coco said preach. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next one. If you guys get some more responses, feel free to type them in and we'll stop and help you. Tell me again how you put the video in the conversation. So I do it two ways. Sometimes I'll say, do you mind if I send you a short video? And then I'll wait on a response. Or sometimes I'll say, hey, can you watch this video for me? And I will go ahead and pop the video in. So either way, I'm kind of back and forth on how I do it. Because that way, in case they don't respond or they're not interested, at least they'll already have that video in there. And sometimes curiosity will get the best of them and they'll go ahead and watch it. Okay, let's see. Okay, back to Messenger. Pull up your active list, scroll down again. We're going to find 5 more people and we're going to do something totally different. And I like to do different things so you can play around with it and see, which one works best for you. Sometimes messaging people and saying, hey girl, how are you? Haven't talked to you in forever. What do you know about ketones and ketosis? Works great. And they get all these awesome responses. And then sometimes, Maddie's waving. And then, hey Maddie. And then sometimes it's like crickets and you don't get a response. So I like to kind of go a little bit deeper into it instead of just straight up asking the question. So find someone on your list. Here's the next thing you're going to say. You're going to message something very similar. Hey girl, hey girl, I know we haven't talked in forever, but if I was wondering if you could do me a favor. So instead of you asking them a question, you're going to ask them if they can do you a favor. And then the next thing, let me say that one more time. I am a little animated. Let me say that one more time. Hey girl, I know I haven't talked to you in forever, but I was wondering if you could do me a favor. And then in the same message, you're going to say, we are trying, or you can wait on a response, whatever you want to do, but I like to put it all in one message. We are trying to get 300,000 likes. So I just say 300K likes on our Facebook page. And I was wondering if you could take a sec and like it. I'm going to repeat that. We're trying to get to 300K likes on our Facebook page, and I was wondering if you could take a sec and like it. And then I'll say, here is the link. And if you don't know the link, it's facebook.com/justproveit. So a lot of times I'll put all of that in the same message, especially for time's sake. If I have, 30 minutes to get some action in, I'll just send that message to as many people as I can. So after you get I hate to rush, I don't want to rush you guys. So if I'm going too fast, just be like, simmer down now, and I'll slow down. Okay, the link is facebook.com/justproveit. I used to actually go to the Prove It Facebook page and copy the URL or whatever. And then I was like, duh, it's just facebook.com/justproveit. That's easy to remember. So now I just type it out. So after you send that message, thank you, Brittany. After you send that message to the people, however many you do, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever you want to do right now, I want you to write those people's names down that you sent that to, or if you can remember, whatever. You're going to go to the Prove It Facebook page, and you're going to send them an invitation to like the page. Now I'm going to tell you why you want to do that too. You've asked them to like the page, you've given them the link, but if they don't respond and let you know that they liked the page, you're not even going to know that they liked it unless you send them an actual invitation. So I'm going to tell y'all how to do that too. When you send them an invitation from the Prove It Facebook page and then they like it, then you get a notification that says, Amy Jones liked the Prove It Facebook page because you're the one that sent the invitation. I feel like I just said invitation 8 times. Hang on, let me read the comments real quick. Okay. So it should be the same, I'm assuming, for everyone. I don't know if Apple and Android and all that is different, but as far as Apple goes, on my iPhone, I don't know if you guys can see this, but right under where it says send message, you can see a bunch of people's names. It shows like people that are your friends that like the Facebook page. If you'll click on that, I didn't even click on it. If you click on that, wait, yeah, okay, sorry. Yes. Do you see where it says invite friends to like this page? Can y'all see that? Invite friends to like this page. So you're going to click on that and then just type in the people's names that you just sent that message to. So I'll give y'all a second to do that and then just click invite.
Hey, I have a quick question, Jessica. It's Coco. So, without sending that message, now that we know how to invite, can we just invite everybody, or is it like rude just to be like, ugh, why has Coco invited me to the Facebook page?
I used to just invite people, but then that really wasn't creating a conversation. It was just basically getting them to like the page.
So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to flip it. I think I'm going to just invite these people because I'm looking at it. I'm going to write their name like, hey, chick, like Laura, I just invited you to our Facebook Prove It page. Like it, and have you watch the campfire video.
Yeah, you can do that too. I'm going to tell you next what I like to say after I do that. So usually after I send, hey girl, can you like this Facebook page, da 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 da, most people will respond back and say sure. It takes 1 second to like a freaking page, unless they're super rude and they ignore me completely, which totally happens. Most people will say sure. So after they do that, and after I send them the invitation so that I can see that they're going to like it, I'll message them back again and I'll say, thanks so much for taking a second to do that. Take a look around on the page. We're always posting cool stories. And I say we because we are Prove It. You know what I mean? Like I look to really make people feel like it's my Facebook page, not that they're liking Prove It's Facebook page. So I say, I'll say that again slower. Thanks so much for taking a second to do that. Take a look around on the page. We are always posting cool stories and great recipe ideas. Do you know anything about ketones or the keto diet? So that's another way that I start the conversation and ask them that question after getting them to like the page. So at first, they're all cool. They think they're just liking a Facebook page for me. And then before the end of the conversation, I've shared my campfire video with them. They just thought they were helping me out. They didn't even know. I'll give y'all a second to do that. Has anybody gotten any more responses?
Hey, Jess, I have a question too.
Hey.
So I got a notification from somebody that I just messaged that said they want to try the 5-day experience. So what's your verbiage back to that?
Oh, so like you got, they asked you or you got the alert or whatever from Prove It? From your
I got the alert from Prove It.
Okay, so I just message them back right away and I say, hey girl, I saw that you were interested in a trial. Would you prefer to try it for 5 days or 10 days? So that clearly they want to try it. So I just ask them if they want to do 5 or 10 days. And then from there, they usually ask about pricing and stuff like that and what comes in it and all that kind of good stuff. A lot of people think that just means that you're going to send them a free trial. So I don't even beat around the bush about it. I just say, hey girl, and sometimes I'll say, would you like the link to purchase a 5 or a 10-day trial? So that way they're clear that it's not free.
Can I add something to that? This is Brittany. I can't be on the video right now, but can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, so I used to do that like all the time and go straight to prices. And what I realized that I was doing is I kind of limited myself to just reaching out to those people as only customers or gaining them as customers. So I've kind of changed my verbiage a little bit and asked them like how they wanted to get started. So I would say something like, how do you see yourself getting started? Like, do you want to start off as just a customer? Do you want to be a customer who gets your product free? Or do you want to be somebody who could also like impact and change the lives of many others? And so that way I kind of have an opening kind of like an opening for them to be like, oh, you can get product free. Like, how do I do that? Or yeah, if I love the product, like I would love to share this with other people. So I kind of write down their name as a potential promoter in the future. And then that way I'm kind of like failing with a sale almost, because I can always go back to the prices. I can always go back to the, 5-day, 10-day or order online. But now I've given myself a chance, like, well, hey, if they want to promote, I can get that right off the get-go.
I love that. I love that. I'm going to start using that, Brittany. And I actually read a book, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have read it. I'm trying to look over here. Oh, what is it? Hang on, I got to find it now.
I mean, you don't have to do that. I've done that. And because I've changed that as now like my response to it, I've had a couple of people in the last couple months who have started as a promoter and a customer in the same day. And that may not have never happened if I didn't use that line. So I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, but it's worked for me.
Yeah, Brittany, if you don't want to pop that in the chat too, so everybody can get that verbiage down. And that is so true. I mean, I wish I could think of the stinking book I read. It's around here somewhere, and I know all of you guys have read it because I've posted about it before. It always says that she starts like with trying to get them to become a promoter, and then she works her way down to a customer. And then if they don't want to be a customer right away, she works their way down to a trial or whatever it is that they do. So I think that's awesome. Thank you so much.
And then she
I'm gonna mute everybody again.
stuff them under the tab,
Put
them in a piece of paper and put them in the garbage. She said, every time you do it, she goes, this way, I'll never think of them again.
Am I muted? Can y'all hear me?
Yes. Hey, could someone repeat that verbiage one more time?
Okay, Brittany, unmute yourself real quick and repeat that again. I know you're probably
Well,
talking in the chat.
I threw it in the chat, and like you can take out the last line. Like that might be a little too forward for some people. It really just depends on who I'm talking to, whether or not I'll include that. But I typed it in there, and so when I'll say like, hey, I saw you requested a 5-pack, like so excited to share this with you. And then I'll jump right into like, how are you wanting to get started? Like as a customer who gets free product, or do you want to drink it and impact and change the life of others like along the way? And then you decide like you can throw in the diversify your income or not. So if you go to the chat, I threw that in there. Like, again, you don't have to use it, but that way you can kind of like, I don't want to say weed out, but you'll figure out really quick, like, okay, if this person falls in love, like would they potentially want to share this with other people? And you can kind of keep them on your radar. So that's what I do.
Thank you so much, Brittany. I love that. Can you guys hear me okay now? Okay, I think it was just because we were unmuted or something. Okay, we're going to move on. If you guys, like I said, anytime that you have responses that you're unsure of what to do, type it in the chat, speak up, and let us help you. The next thing I want you to do, I know I said this was going to be 30 minutes, but let's keep going if that's cool with everybody. Is that okay? Just for a few more minutes. If it's not okay, feel free to hop off, but I do want to get through this a little bit quicker. Our next thing is making a post on your Facebook for engagement. And this is something that's not necessarily gonna get you, it's not necessarily an income generating activity, but it's just something that I want to see more of you guys doing because I know that it works. I've been doing this for a very long time and I get the most comments off of, you still can't hear me? Dang it. Can y'all hear me? Okay, Crystal said she can't hear me. I'm going to learn sign language. Everybody learn sign language, and we're signing the next Zoom. There it is. Okay, so some great, some great examples for. Says Brittany, can you mute? Let me mute everybody again. Somebody call 911. Okay, everybody's muted, or they should be. Some great examples of engagement posts. And I love to ask questions because people are so stinking opinionated and they just want to tell you what they think. It's hilarious. So usually I don't even give a rip. The other day I made a post about Christmas. I think I said something like, Shugs is starting to not believe in, She's in the living room. Some people have said some things about Santa, and I was just wondering what your family does. I probably shouldn't have said any of this. I don't know if she's listening. Um, um, anyway, go back to my Facebook page and read that one. I'm not going to say anymore. But some more good ones are, what's your favorite Netflix series? Literally, you're going to get 457 comments, I promise. Or you could say, what's your favorite thing on Netflix, Hulu, or Amazon Prime? That way you'll get all the responses. Everyone will give you so many. It doesn't even matter if you care. Just put that post up because it works. Another great one is looking for vacation ideas. Everybody tell me your favorite places that you have visited, or your dream vacation. I want to know everything. Another great one for right now is, what's your favorite Thanksgiving side dish? Trying to get some great ideas. And then everybody's going to comment all their good stuff. So there's tons of ideas, but I try to do one engagement post at least every day or every other day. So Ashley said, what's your favorite perfume? Girls love to tell you about their favorite beauty products. I'm like, what's your favorite foundation, girls? And I will get a million bazillion. Oh my gosh, yes, everybody's going to say the Haunted Hill House or whatever the heck that is. Hey, that was actually really good. I watched it. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next thing. What did I say? Okay, yeah, hello, people that you already know. So we're over here, we're going through Messenger, scrolling down till we find people that we haven't talked to since 1992, and we're messaging them. But what about the people that you know and love, right? The people who are your true friends or your family members. I guarantee you, especially if you're new in this business or if you've been here for 2 years, that you most likely have not reached out to everybody. So you don't have to do it right now, but I would love for you guys to make that something that you do tonight or tomorrow, is to seriously think about 3 to 5 people who you can message and say, and I have something to say for this too. You can say whatever you want, of course, but this is just something I wrote up. Hey girl, you may have seen, hey girl, y'all, I swear, this is getting ridiculous. Hey girl, you may have seen what's been going on with me on Facebook, but I haven't reached out to you personally yet. Do you know anything about ketones or the keto diet? So, I'm just reaching out to them personally. I know they're my friend on Facebook. I know they probably see all my stuff, but I haven't just straight up asked them yet. I know we have a lot of people on this team who are incredible. Can y'all hear me okay still? Okay, just checking. I know we have a lot of people on this team who are like freaking rock stars. They message 7,500 people a day. They're not scared of no. They do all these things. So if that's you, high freaking like double fives. You are the bomb. But I've been doing this for 2 years and I still have issues with doing that. So that's a muscle that I'm trying to work on building. And I know, I just want you guys to know, if you have trouble with it, you're not alone. Sometimes it's easier to talk to people that you're not close to than it is to talk to the closest people in your life. So that's something that we need to get past and move on and make sure that we're sharing with people. One more thing. This is a really good one. This is the last thing I want you guys to do. And this is going to be a tough one. This is going to be one of those ones that you have to do what I said in the beginning and remember why the heck you're on this Zoom and why the heck you're doing what you're doing and what you're wanting to do it for, okay? Everybody has a chicken list, right? You have people who you know for a fact would be good at this business. You know it. You've seen them. They used to sell Mary Kay, and they were so high up in that company, and they killed it. And you know that they would probably be so good, and you want them on your private team. You want them in your community, but you haven't reached out to them yet because you're scared. Raise your hand if you have somebody like that, or several. I want you to make a commitment to reach out to them right now, or when we get off this Zoom or whatever, just make sure that you reach out to at least one of them. I was thinking back to the last time I did this. There was this girl on my Facebook. I had known her for years, like not super personally, but we had just been Facebook friends for a really long time. She had like a ton of Facebook followers. And I was like super weird about asking her about it because she had had a bad experience or didn't like something that I sold in the past. So I was like, oh, this girl hated that other stuff. She's probably going to think I'm a joke. I'm not going to reach out to her. I'm not doing it. And then one day we were doing the chicken list challenge, whatever you want to call it. we were doing the chicken list thing. And so I said, you know what? I'm just going to message her. And I did. And she said, the first thing she said was, she didn't even know I was with Prove It. She didn't even know I was doing anything else. And she was like, oh girl, that stuff made me so sick. And I was like, no, I'm not talking about that. Do you know anything about ketones? And she was like, oh yes, I love that. I would love to try that. She said, oh, you know what? I think I would even be a good promoter. I've got so many people who follow me. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, I was so scared to message this girl. And she was like asking me about being a promoter. So you never know how it's going to go. So don't worry about the outcome. Just freaking do it. Has anybody done it yet right now? Raise your hand if you did it or if you're going to do it. I'm going to do it. Okay. Ah, one more thing. I know I said we're done. One more thing. Coco, I'm a chicken too, but I don't believe you're a chicken. I do not believe that. Okay, so one more thing. Keto Reboot. The last day for sales is tomorrow. It ends tomorrow night at midnight. If you guys are not trying to get people to join you on that, you're crazy. So it doesn't matter if you've never done a Keto Reboot before or if you've done 5. This can all work the same way. What I want you to do now is to pull up an old Prove It post, an old post about Keto Max, an old post about the Keto Reboot, whatever. Just go through your Facebook. The way that I do it, or the easiest for me, is because I usually post a picture with every single post that I make. So I'll just go to my own profile. I will click on my photos and my uploads, and then I will just scroll down until I find a post that I made a few weeks ago, a month ago, however long ago I want to go back, and I'll click on it. Especially if it was a good one that got a lot of comments. This is a great thing to do. And guys, don't forget about likes. Just because someone doesn't comment doesn't mean that you can't reach out to them. If they even liked your post, you can still reach out to them. It's okay. So I message the people that commented on the old post and say something like this. Y'all ready? Hey girl. Hey girl, how are you? Wanted to check in with you because I'm looking for buddies to do the Keto Reboot with me this month. I'm going to drop a few pounds and reset my metabolism before Thanksgiving, and it's so much easier to do it with a group, and I was wondering if you might be interested. I'll say that again slower. You can say whatever the heck you want to say. This is just what I say. Hey girl, how are you? I'll start everything with, hey girl, how are you? Wanted to check in with you because I'm looking for buddies to do the Keto Reboot with me, or Keto Reboot with me this month, whatever you want to say. I'm going to drop a few pounds and reset my metabolism before Thanksgiving. It's so much easier with a group, so I wanted to see if you might be interested in doing this with me. You can say, I've done this before and I had great results. You can say, I've never done this before, but I'm so excited because I've seen some really crazy results. Like whatever you want to say. But the reason that you're messaging people who have commented or liked your previous post is because clearly they're interested. These are people who haven't committed yet. They just were interested at a time and never got started. So this is a great way to get them started. Let me say that one more time. Hey girl, how are you? Wanted to check in with you because I'm looking for buddies to do the Keto Reboot with me this month. I'm going to drop a few pounds and reset my metabolism before Thanksgiving. I'm saying before Thanksgiving because I want people to realize they can lose some weight before Thanksgiving. It's so much easier with a group, so I wanted to see if you might be interested in joining me or doing this with me or whatever you want to say. And don't forget, if you probably already know this, but most people are going to say, what the heck is the keto reboot? Because they don't know what this is. And if you haven't utilized the keto reboot video, I don't try to explain anything, y'all. I don't know what the heck any of it is. I'm not an expert. I don't know how it works in your body. Like, I didn't go to keto school or anything. So I use the video. So everyone has your own personal link. It's your refer code dot proveitnow.com / keto reboot. So if you didn't know about that link, your life's about to change. I send that to every single person who says, what's the keto reboot? Give me more info. Whatever they say, I say the same thing I would with my campfire video. Hey girl, would you watch this video for me? It explains the keto reboot so much better than I can. And I really need to get a hold of this hey girl thing, right? Does everybody think so? I need to calm down with the hey girls. It's getting a little bit crazy. Yes, Brittany said you could also do a simple fun post about beating the treats, beating the treats of the holidays, and why wait for New Year's to start those goals. Like, I try to stay on top and get like really, really crazy with dropping some weight before Thanksgiving and Christmas, because I know that I'm going to get out of hand. Like, I'm going to my grandma's house and I'm going to eat some sweet treats, okay? Like, I'm just going to do it. So I think a lot of people have the same mindset that I do, that they want to try to, get their lives together during that process-ish. And the keto reboot's a great way. Okay. So I made a reboot post earlier. I don't even know if it has any comments yet. But don't wait on people to comment, guys. If you make a reboot post and it's the best before and after picture, and the girl looked like she went from a size 24 to a 2, and you had the best verbiage in the world, and you just feel like this post is about to blow the freak up, and you're going to have 100 reboots sold by tomorrow, and literally 3 people comment, and 2 of them are on your freaking team, don't rely on that. That happens to me all the time. I'll think, oh man, this is good. Like, we're going to get so much off of this, and I'll get nothing off of it. Don't wait on your business to happen to you. Go out and find it. These are the things that you need to do every single day. We just spent 45 minutes going over this, and this is something that if you can do it on your own, you don't have to sit around and listen to me chit chat for 45 minutes. You could probably knock out these activities in about 20 minutes. Imagine if you spent 20 solid minutes every single day messaging 10 to 15 people and just doing these activities. What the heck are we doing? This is for sure what we have to do. But I think these action Zooms are very powerful because it really just makes you get into action. So don't wait on me to do one. Don't wait on Mandy to do one, or Ashley, or whoever it is that you're working with on your team. You don't have to wait on them to do one. If you and a couple of team members want to get together and get on a Zoom, it can be 3 people going through the actions together, talking about your responses, collaborating with each other. Get together in person, meet at Starbucks, meet at Kroger with Ashley, and just like do whatever, do whatever together, because it really makes a huge difference. Okay, Candace has to feed her kids. Hang on, Coco said someone out of the blue just messaged me. Someone, they messaged you? What the heck? Oh my gosh, yes, this was recorded. So Coco, that's crazy. That's like you manifested that or something. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to hop off. It's 7:45. Thank you guys so much for being on. This is recorded. We'll get it posted ASAP. Tomorrow night, we just pulsed out a Zoom at 7 o'clock Central Time, so the same time as this one, and it's going to be on social media, and it's going to be a lot of information. It'll probably be a solid hour Zoom, so I really encourage you, if you can, to be fully engaged. Break out your pen and paper and write some good notes down, because I think this is really going to be helpful, especially if you have team members who are kind of new to social media, don't know what the heck they're doing. Like, this is going to be some good stuff. So y'all, hopefully I'll see all of you guys again tomorrow at 7. You're welcome, Carrie. Love y'all so much. Have a great night, and I hope you all hit legend tomorrow. Bye.